stop sending this one picture to everybody because it seems faded. It looks very faded because you've been sending it to the whole world.
Hey, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Kotesh We Create, Lifestyle Niche. A few days in the week, I'll give you Kotesh Chronicles, where I'll speak on trending issues, and I'll also give you a little story time on something that I may have experienced. Sundays, look out for my vlogs, all right? My vlogs are going to be featuring me during the week, the things that I would have done. I'll be sharing that with you. Now listen, over here I do things my way. A pleasant warning. And outside of my vlogs and story time, everything else will be alleged. Please, people. I am not going to will myself into being sued by the machine. No, let's do this.
Good morning. Good morning. I have an early start to my day today. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm wishing you a good day. And just boss up today, alright? I have a few plans. And I just wanted to get an early start. So happy Wednesday. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. It's Friday. I'm about to eat something that I don't eat very often, but I have to eat it today. And because of how busy I've been all week, I wasn't able to actually sit down and have a good breakfast. So I decided to do that this morning. What's going on, everybody? I hope all is well. It's Friday. It's Friday. So, I don't know whatever you have to do. Best wishes. But today's a really cool day for me. So I decided that I was going to actually have a sit-down breakfast and just relax today because it has been a really hectic week. So I'm just going to relax today. And, oh gosh. Turn off the stove. Yeah, so I'm just going to relax today. I'm going to do some editing, and that's it. If anything else comes up, then I'll be home. But other than that, I'm just going to be home. The other day, I promised to get back on when I was done with my business meeting. When I left early, I couldn't do anything. I was damn tired. And for the last couple of days, no. I couldn't do anything. So here I am today. And then yesterday too, let me tell you something. As usual, I'm doing my thing on the internet, posting my business and so on. And I don't know if this has happened to you. Ladies, these men, oh my gosh. This one came in on me like a few weeks ago because what I had to do, I had to make my account public. Ever since I started my business, I made my account public, just for the engagement and to have more people follow me and so on so that they, I could promote my business. This is my garlic spread. This makes eating my bread a lot more palatable. Gosh. I have to do it, my way. Yes, so there was this guy that came on my page. But he's been there for a while, right? Like everyone else, he's been there for a while. So, we would engage from time to time. So he sent me this message. Hi dear, how are you? I said, I'm good. Well, it wasn't hi dear, hi babe. But his DP is of him and a little baby. But I remember before seeing him with a woman. But then he changed his display pic. He then put up, he was holding a baby. So I I said, hi. He said, could you please, do you have WhatsApp? Well, I stopped saying I don't have WhatsApp because everybody has WhatsApp. So I said, yes, I do have WhatsApp. What's going on? He said, could you please send me your number? I want to tell you something. So I promptly sent back a message. I said, I want you to go call the child, the mother of that child you have in your arms, and tell him exactly what you want to tell me. Really, sir? Really? Oh my gosh. It is really obnoxious. Man, you need to stop it. You know, like the other day I was telling my friend, I said, I have an archive. You know of what? It keeps coming all the time. If you keep sending your pics to women like that, I mean, the commercial kind of thing is not going to work. Like one of them, I had to tell him the other day. I said, listen, you need to stop sending this one picture to everybody because it seems faded. It looks very faded because you've been sending it to the whole world. So it's now faded. It's annoying. It's crazy. And then sometimes women don't fall for the hype. Don't put your picture with your man as a deterrent. Don't do it as a deterrent. Don't do it. It's not going to work. Because these men have their pictures there with the women and the children, and that does not stop them. It doesn't. Well, anyway, he came back like 2 days later. And he said to me, oh no, that's my sister's baby. But when I went to his page, I saw him with the baby and the woman. So maybe that's his sister. So I had to even ask, I asked him, I said, so who's the woman in the picture? Your guardian? Your teacher? Who is it, your mentor? Oh my gosh, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Oh my god. And they wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. Oh man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Guys are going to shoot their shot at any opportunity they get. That's not my problem. The issue is, if somebody does not want to be bothered, don't bother them. Don't. That is the reason why a lot of them get into trouble, you know, because they're persistent and they keep coming at you. And then the woman take the phone and there's another issue. It happens all the time. My DMs, I remember when I was still working, I showed some of my colleagues how many DMs I had and how many friend requests I had. Over 2,000 and something that I did not answer or, you know, responded to. And after a while, Facebook messed with my account and I had to open a new account because I think maybe they thought I wasn't a real person. What is wrong? I mean, I have people that I meet on social media all the time. We form friendships. It's okay, guys. It's all right. But when they come at me a certain way and they're, you know, intense, it turns me off. It really does. Because my first question is, did you buy anything from my store? Have you seen my store? Thank you. If you want to win me over, you want to talk to me, that is a prerequisite. It's a prerequisite. Check out my store. I mean, it's going to show you showing interest in me. You got to show interest in my business too. I'm a businesswoman, a consummate businesswoman. So I'm going to go take my breakfast. I just had to share that little thing with you. So I'm going to eat my breakfast. And then I'm going to come back to you because I want to share something else with you, all right? I'll share that with you. Good morning. Good morning. You like my hair? Yeah, I did a switch up today. Hair is from Fonda's Bundles and Beauty Chest. So I did, this is a wet and wave, I think, wet and wavy. Yes, I think this is wet and wavy. Anyway, today's Saturday. I know I had promised to come back on yesterday because I said I wasn't going anywhere. Because yesterday wasn't a busy day. However, something came up and I had to leave. But I'm here today. Why worry about yesterday when we have today? and I'm going to spill the tea. Remember I told you yesterday I have something to share with you? Well, I'm now searching for a comfortable place to nest, and then I'll spill the tea. The tea spilling today. Okay? I always have to come back to my choose one. I feel good here. It's comfortable here. Because I can, go on my computer, and the layout is just really good. Shucks, I'm really loving my hair today. Loving my hair. When I'm feeling my hair, I want you to feel my hair too. Yes, I always share the feeling with you. All right, now listen. I'm sure you saw my thumbnail. You took note of my thumbnail. My thumbnail is revealing. All right, there's a backstory. Now, I've always had an issue with pimples since in my teenage years. It became worse in my 20s and 30s. I saw a dermatologist who suggested that, I got stuff, they give me those topical remedies that seem to work when you first start using them. I don't recall what it was, but it was a liquid, a red thing. I used it. Well, before that, my dad used to buy those little pimple things that you apply on the pimples. Those things work for a short period, and then that was it. Anyway, I saw a dermatologist, and she had suggested, after a while, I had to see her for a few sessions, and then she suggested that I might be experiencing hormone imbalance issues. I was like, really? So what can we do? Is there a fix, a quick fix? Could I get an injection? Could I get some medication? What could you do? She said that there isn't anything that you can really do that she could have done for me. However, she advised that I look at a few things. Anyway, I said, all right. So what I did, I went to another doctor. Yes, I went to another doctor, and they did some blood tests and so on, because I was really scared because it was so bad. It became worse in my 20s. So I was so scared. I said, listen, let me go check this thing out. Let me really get an informed, opinion. So I went to the doctor, and they ran a few tests, and they said that, it seems as though a few things were off, and they subscribed to what she had suggested, that I might be experiencing some hormonal imbalance issues. Anyway, I decided to, when I went on, I still continued to, buy these over-the-counter medication that worked for a short period and gave me some hope, but it wasn't lasting. Well, to make a long story short, I started to do research. Well, that was the other day. A few years back, I started to do some research, and I decided to incorporate a few things into my daily activities, my diet. Now, you see some of those products that I featured earlier before I started to tell you about this issue. Those were some of the products I used, and I did a disclaimer, because nothing is wrong with those products, like I stated, but they just did not do what I wanted them to do. They were not effective. Anyway, in 2019, this thing got worse. Let me tell you something. I was on vacation, and it was so bad that I had to wear makeup all the time, and I'm not a makeup person. Nothing against people who really like makeup. I makeup looks good on other people. I use it selectively, but I had to continually use makeup to cover the spots. I remember one time I went somewhere and somebody was like, what's wrong with your face? People can be very insensitive, and I was like, I have pimples. It is normal. Some of us go through these things, and it may seem more than, or different to someone else's experience, but most of us experience this. And it could be very embarrassing. So I used the makeup to cover. 2020 came, and let me tell you this. You see, when the coronavirus happened, look, it's really sad what is happening in our world, the state of our world, but I welcome the mask. The mask rescued me because I could put on the mask, I could go anywhere and I cover my face. Nobody knew I was hiding something, besides my immediate family. They knew of what I was experiencing, but strangers, nobody knew because I hid it well. So I decided, I said, look, I'm going to go do some research. And I was on it. I went, like I said, I went on vacation. And when I came back, I was unrelenting. I was going to fix this on my own because nobody else seemed to be able to help me. So I went on YouTube. As usual, I'm a YouTube girl before I started my YouTube channel. That is the reason why I decided to start my YouTube channel. Because I spent so much time on YouTube. That happens when you live alone, right? Yeah, you have to have something to keep your company, something to keep you busy. Besides, you're doing your business and so on. I want to, sometimes when I come home, I want to just, get a little, take a little chill and I go on YouTube. So I went on YouTube as usual and I was going through, I kept, I put in the search how to, fix hormonal imbalance issues, and people came up with different suggestions and so on. Anyway, I would try it and they wouldn't work. Besides that, let me say this. Before that, I was using, like I stated, 5 things. The first thing is that I started to use lemon water. Right? I started to use lemon water because I said, you know what? Let me just try this. So I started to use lemon water every day. And I felt different in my body. It could be psychological, but it made me feel different. Maybe because I was looking for a relief so bad. Anything, even if it was a placebo, it would have been good enough for me. So I started using lemon water. That is number 1. 2, my tea. I increased my tea intake. And then I started to do some research on tea that could help me with these certain symptoms. So I then found that chamomile, ginger and mint, I think ginger and mint, honey lemon, and peppermint and cinnamon were most effective. I would use these, like I would pair them and I would use them twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And my skin, my body felt different. I started to look at my face. Even with my menstrual cycle, I really got relief, especially when I used the chamomile at night. It was so good because I wanted to know if these things, because I subsequently learned that a hormonal imbalance does not come about as a result of one thing. There are a number of factors that can cause this to occur. So I started to address these things individually. And that is how I decided to use the tea. That is 2. And I really started to see a difference in my skin, the texture of my skin. Because at one time I thought that my scars were permanent. I thought that this thing had really messed my skin up and there was no, going back from there. But then, I saw an improvement. 3, controlling your stress level. I realized that after observing my daily activities and observing certain things in my life, I realized that when I am overwhelmed and when I have a lot of things going on, I have these flare-ups. They become more prominent. And I said, oh, okay. When I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm thinking about something, whatever it is, I would have these flare-ups. So I said, you know what? I linked, the little stress and so on to that. So I started to consciously make moves to control that aspect. And it worked. I would do meditation. I have Alexa. I put the meditation music on. Sometimes it puts me to sleep. And it was very calming. So that with the tea and the lemon juice, the lime juice, because I use lime. My gosh, they worked. So I said, you know what? Okay, good. I'm onto something. Then one day, this is for the big one. One day I was on YouTube again, and the thing is, I'm sorry, I couldn't find these two ladies. I searched for the videos, but I couldn't find them. But I saw this YouTuber who was experiencing terrible flare-ups as it relates to her hormonal imbalance issues. The picture that my thumbnail, that was her face. And she said she was so depressed, and she was crying, relating her story. And I said, oh my gosh, what is this? This is me. This is me. Anyway, she shared the things that she, used. I tried it, because when you're in that position, you would try anything. Those things did not work. I continued to research, and I continued to search on Google and YouTube, but my help came from YouTube. I then found a video with this young lady. I think she was from the Caribbean, and she was talking about Maca Root. Oh my gosh. Maca Root. The root from Argentina. I am going to show you the exact bottle, the exact picture. I started to use. I said, okay, so I ordered Maca Root. I read it. She said when she started to use Maca Root, it balanced off, because she said she had hormonal imbalance. She naturally felt the changes her body was going through, and she was so excited, and she was sharing. She said even her husband was amazed at how she was, because she said she used to suffer from mood swings and all these things. I don't think she really had a lot of pimples, but her body was not functioning in a way that it should, and it manifested in other ways. So she said she started to use Maca Root. I said, oh my gosh, okay, good. I went to Amazon and I ordered. I was so excited. I ordered 6 bottles. It's gonna last me up until the end of 2022. So I started to use my Maca Root, because remember, even though I was using the other stuff, I still had flare-ups. I was still experiencing flare-ups, and I had the marks, these really dark marks, and it was all here. From time to time I would get it like on my forehead, but it was more focused on this area, So I started to use Maca Root, and I'm telling you this, I started to use Maca Root in 2020, maybe in August of 2020. Oh my gosh, Maca Root was my savior. Maca Root I started to see these pimples, these things started to really dry up, because before they would just be there, and they started to go away. And I was like, what? I would wake up, because every morning the first thing I would do was go to the mirror, because it was on my mind 24/7, 24/7. It really bothered me. I was really worried about my skin and everything else that was happening. So, and it's not for vanity. It's just because of the fact that the first thing people see is your face, and you have to present yourself in a certain way. And if you're not confident and you're not happy with who you are, it shows. People feel your energy, and it does not work in your favor. So I started to use my Maca Root. I couldn't wait for it. I used my Maca Root, and Maca Root worked miracles. Combined with the other stuff that I was using, which was the lemon juice, the tea, trying not to be stressed out, controlling my stress level, because these things come at you sometimes and you're not prepared for them, so you have to find ways to mitigate, and that is exactly what I did. And my Maca Root. And then again, I am on YouTube, still searching for stuff. The Maca Root is, and these other things are doing their work. And then I met up with this young lady that was talking about the benefits of, she was talking about the vitamins and the multivitamins she used every day, daily. And then she said she used niacin. I said, oh, okay. And she showed a before and after picture. And man, her skin was flawless. The thing about niacin doesn't only clear up your skin, at least it did for me, and it worked for her, because what it does, it pushes the blood to the top of the skin. That is the reason why the side effects of using niacin is flushing. I would experience flushing sometimes. That is the reason why I use niacin at night, and it's advisable that you don't use niacin with anything hot. So I started to use the niacin. Now you see? Check my skin. And niacin combined with the other 4 things did this. The only thing is, I have to be honest with you, this is a bonus. I have 2 bonuses for you. Cetaphil. Cetaphil, the face wash, the facial wash, I had to use Cetaphil. That helped to control the pimples. And Cetaphil has been effective. Ever since I started using Cetaphil, I have absolutely no complaints. Cetaphil has worked for me. Alright? Cetaphil is my miracle facial cleanser. Don't you worry, I have everything that I'm speaking on today in this video will be here for you to access if you have to. Cetaphil is my miracle facial cleanser. I would use Cetaphil twice a day, and Cetaphil it makes my face feel so supple and nice and silky. So Cetaphil combined with the other 5 things did it for me. However, there again, I still had the scars, not the scars, I still had the marks, because the scarring would be, skin deep, but I still had the marks, on my face. So I decided to use, because you have to moisturize, because if you're using a facial cleanser, remember it's going to dry out your skin. So I started to use Skin Success. Many years ago, I used to use Skin Success, and it really worked. So I decided that I would start back using Skin Success as my moisturizer. Twice a day, I would use Skin Success. Skin Success took away the marks. Yes, Skin Success cleared the marks. So the marks were cleared, and then here you go. Here you have me. Now, in 2022, this is Coretta. But the biggest thing I think that really, really worked here was the Maca Root. Do some research on Maca Root. Maca Root has a lot of benefits. Maca Root just does not work for one thing. Maca Root helps with women. It's beneficial to women in many ways. It even helps with your with your hormones, because remember you're going through a hormone imbalance, which could also affect you sexually. It helps. It corrects whatever little thing, glitches you may have been experiencing. It corrects it. So Maca Root was a good thing for me, niacin, and I combined them, and here is where I am today. Now let me show you something. This is my face. I cannot wait sometimes. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, so happy that I don't have to hide my face under, anything. I can wear my mask if I want to. From time to time, I would still get flare-ups, but they're not that bad. Not at all. I've never gone back to the way they were before I started to use these things. So here we go. You see this? I don't usually use it dry because I like to wet it. Here you go. You see? No makeup. No makeup. This is what you're seeing here is the moisturizer. My face. No makeup. No makeup. That's it. And I'm so happy because you know when you feel good and everything, your stress level goes down. You don't have to worry about these things because I am telling you, this thing weighed heavily on my mind. Heavily on my mind. So when I was able to rectify the problem and I did it on my own, yes! I just wanted to share it with everybody. Everyone who had ears, I wanted them to hear. So here I am sharing this with you. Like I said, I'm going to provide all the information. So if you're going through this, let me know down in the comment section if you would have experienced this or any other thing as it relates to, you know, your body going through stuff and it manifests in such a way that is physical and it bothers you. Let's talk about it. So I just wanted to share that little thing with you. It really changed my life because even when I was at work, I would, when the stuff started in the world, I would wear my mask all the time in the office, and maybe they thought that I was so, because I'm a kind of a germ freak. I am a germaphobe. So they understood how I was, but that was a great help and a welcome for me because I was happy to put on my mask in the office to camouflage and hide what was happening beneath. So here I am now sharing this with you. I hope I can help someone, you know, who's going through this because I can tell you, I can relate. I can relate. There are many nights I would not sleep because I was worried and thinking about how I could fix this because no one who I thought was qualified, who, you know, is qualified, no one could help me. You know, they would just go through things and say, oh, you know, you can use this, that, and the third, but nothing changed. I did this on my own. I did my research and I did this on my own. And so I wanted to share the good news with you. You know, I like to share these things with you. So, you know, this is it. And I do hope, like I said, that I could help someone. Whatever you're going through, let's talk about it in the comments. Let's just chat. And that's it. Have a good day. Stay safe. I'll pick you up in the next one.